me tonight, I have, with his first debut for TCR, is Tasmanian Devil. How are you doing tonight, my man?
I am doing pretty well, actually. It's been a bit stressful making sure I have everything ready for the stream, but everything seems to be working well, and I'm pretty stoked for tonight's race.
Yes, sorry, just for a second here, I just gotta change my sound from headphone to chat. Alright, there we go. Should have sound now. Yes, so with tonight being round 12 at Abu Dhabi, we have a interesting race ahead of us, a lot to look forward to. Everyone's out on track early. With the standings, Flying Yippo can actually win the championship title for season 10 if he is to finish first, get the extra with the fastest lap, and Seagrass would need to finish third or below. With that, he would be our new champion for season 10. Hi, what do you think about that, Taz? Anything on that?
I think it's quite amazing what Flying Yippo has been doing in the past few years. Well, not just the past few races, but the season in general. He's always been on form, doing really well in qualifying and in the race. I believe he has how many? 7 races so far?
I believe you are correct. I am just going to go down and check right now in these stats. I'll pull them up and I'll go through the whole list of the standings for tonight with any changes being said. As you can see, they are out on their first laps. We'll go around. There is a sector 3. Perfect. So we'll go on board with him for the first lap. I will turn on the details and everything for you guys so you can see all that. There we go. Get rid of that. Now you can see. Alright, as he's in this first sector, obviously with this track, it's going to be a little bit of a fluctuation of what people are going to go and do. For the start, as you can see, some of the guys are out on mediums, some are in softs. It's a difficult race. Last night we had a couple safety cars that made it a little bit easier to do a one stop from soft to the mediums, as Golden Raider does cut a little bit of the inside there, so I'm not too sure if he will pull out of his lap or will indeed continue to set it. Not too sure there, as I will be pulling up the standings right now. Okay. So, Flying Jippo has... Oh, sorry, I'm just looking at some of the stats. Yeah. Yes, especially with that little bit of going off track. I'm not too sure how he'll do with that, as he does a 137.5. I do believe last night the pole lap for Silva was a 133 something. I'm not too sure. Oh,
Wow.
Yep, 134 on the medium tires too, which, like I said, was a 133 point something. So 134 on the mediums is absolutely crazy. See what other people will do on the mediums to see where it puts them. Oh, as Arrow goes fastest with a 133.7, so very clean lap from him, but just looking at what Flying Yippo has done on the mediums is very impressive with, oh, so a lot of craziness going on. Yeah, a lot of craziness between TCR, Jones, Stanley. I seen him in Sector 1 all going crazy. And then Seagrass is the next guy on the mediums, and he is at 8/10, a little over 8/10 off of what Flying Yippo has done on the mediums. So a little bit of catching up and qualifying for Seagrass to do if he wants to keep this championship battle going and extend it at least another week so that he can continue to fight for that championship, and I'm sure he will. I'm sure he'll give it everything he's got for tonight. Really interesting race, a lot of good talent here in gold class, a lot of talent in TCR itself, so really interesting to see also with some of our reserve drivers and guys filling in like Dorian, Indy, AlphaTauri coming up from silver to do a race tonight. He is currently, I believe, 3rd in the championship in silver, so a very strong season from himself. As Giggle, you're having a giggle. Looks like on the last turn. Let me see if I can get to it in time. Yeah, he might have hit the inside wall on that last turn trying to get the perfect exit, so that'll be interesting to see. A couple people on out laps right now. Most people have already set their laps. We got Ben Swerving is on a lap. Yes, I'm currently on board with him. Yep.
Mind if I commentate as well?
Absolutely, go for it.
Alright, so going down the straight, straightest possible, just at the 100-meter board, hits the first apex. Hits the second one quite nicely. Gets on the power immediately, so it's really good exit. Activates DRS. I was too easy to serve on the outside door. Gain a lot of time on the entry, but it's really hard to get it just right. As much as it's in third, picks up that very nicely.
Ooh.
Snap the boat again, well defined. Let's see if I can do well there. And easy exit. And if we find the corner, let the vehicle get off into the final corner.
A little bit of a lock up into the last corner.
Yeah,
that's a good lap. That's a very good lap from Ben Swerving, because considering where he is right now on track, it is a very good lap from Ben Swerving to see put in that lap of 134.8 with some time to be gained there. As you could see, a few mistakes that he made, so we could see that lap increase. As we missed, I'm sorry for that, but Chargers actually on pole right now with a 133.1. What a lap from Chargers. He is currently tied with Stanley in the championship and 1 point behind Segrist for 2nd in the title. There's a few guys fighting for a title, a little bit off of them. 5th in the championship right now is Aerofist, so a lot to go through when he is 2nd right now with Chargers in 1st. He currently has 94 points. He's about a good 15 points off of Chargers right now, but anything can happen. So towards the end of the season with 4 races left, including this one, it's a lot to play out for in the mid-pack too, with Aseo in 6th with 75 points, and you got Mr. Joshua with 70 points, followed by M9H Racing with 64 points, Intent with 49, and Fuza 34, who I don't think is here tonight, and neither is Intent, so they will not be gaining on their points tonight. And another guy retires. Where was that? In the pits? It must have been. Oh, okay, I believe he's one of our reserves, so that is right for him to do. He just went out to make sure his setup was good for the race and then retired after that. And yeah, so that's good to see. We got a few guys here tonight, a lot of guys in here. Looks like yes, I have just got on board with him and coming out of the 2 hairpins, and that's a really good exit. A little bit too much curb, won't hurt him too much, but a little bit. See what he does in the 2nd sector, see if he goes purple on the softs, and he indeed does. He's a whopping 4/10 up on his lap already through 2 sectors. This is a really good lap from Flying Yippo. With me on comms last night, very fun. So I'm glad to see him doing really well here. Yeah, a little bit. This last sector has been a little bit sloppy from him. But he'll have one more chance, or maybe 2 more chances to, indeed, as he bails out. Yes, he knew better, so he's gonna put on another set and go out here. So with that being said, Arrow is now in the 2nd sector here, coming down the main straight, his teammate, and he has gone purple too. Through the middle sector, oh, really big wiggle out there. That'll cost him a little bit of time too, so it might hurt him as he really pushing it a little bit deep into there. Not too bad though. Good exit, good little bit of riding the curb. Again, a good exit. Let's see if he finishes his lap or if he will indeed bail out. No, he's gonna finish it, so see if he can improve on his lap time. Good exit through the last corner. It is not enough for first, but it is enough to make his lap a little bit better on what he has done. He's still quite a bit off of the Chargers. So what Chargers has set tonight has been massively impressive to see from his first lap, because they're almost in the 132s here. So be crazy to see in the last 6 minutes what we can get as the top 10 even, because I feel like everything is going to close up with everyone choosing a different tire for each part of the session that we're doing.
It was a very impressive lap on Chargers, and it looks like he's doing good once again. I'm going to just inviting on board his lap now.
Yeah, I got him. Yeah, Stanley is on a lap 2, or he's just set it, so looks like it's hurting him a little bit with the arrow, but he seems to be doing alright. And wow, just the way he has this car hooked up tonight. Wow, brilliant. What a lap. That is 132s, boys. We are in the 132s. Last night 133s, tonight the 132s. That is a massive, it's just amazing to see what these guys are doing tonight, especially with everything on the line. Like I said, with the top 4 separated, or from second to fourth is separated by just a 1 or 2 points between Stanley, Seagrass, and Chargers. So Chargers really setting the pace tonight, knowing that, you know, this is a chance for him to take that step up into second in the championship. So very interesting to see.
Honestly, I think that lap that Chargers just set right there, that's a full.
Oh, especially with when he has done it, he can go out on that last one and just know, you know, he can push it to the limits because he knows he's got that lap in his back pocket. So truthfully, he's really set himself up compared to maybe some of the other competitors tonight, as the McLaren, I think, has DNF'd in the pits, or retired, should I say. Yep. Let's see. Ben Swerven's on a lap. Who's in the last sector? He's bailed out. I believe Ben Swerving is the next guy. Oh, no, he is. Yep, he will change. So M9H Racing will be the next guy that is currently on track to set a lap. Like I said, with a couple of the guys not here tonight, he can increase his point standings on those 2 guys, and maybe even pull a little bit more ahead of them, as he has got a McLaren just come out in front of him, but he came off the track straight away, so good from him. Not purple, but yeah, not purple, but still improving on his lap time, so that's good to see. See what he can do for us. Okay.
Quite a lot.
And the exit he got there was brilliant to get down the back straight. There was no overspin, there was no correction. It was just on the money, get it out, on the power early. Let's see how he does in here. Misses the apex just a little bit, misses it again, but gets a good exit, so maybe he's just taking a little bit of a different line. Let's see what he does here in the second sector, because it's looking like a pretty good lap from him. And he goes purple in the middle sector, so brilliant middle sector from M9H Racing. Absolutely on the money. As I said. Yes. Okay. Yeah, with the medium tires, like you said, the grit difference, so a little bit of a tank slapper there, but saves it. Doesn't cost him too much time. As he comes into the last part of his lap, last couple corners here. it's really easy to lose and gain so much time on this last entry, and he gets it perfect. So to the line, 4th. Brilliant lap from him himself, like I said. Increased it, purple middle sector. Didn't have to be perfect, but to get himself in a good position for the start, that is not a bad lap, as we got a lot of the guys coming out now. Arrow will be the first guy to probably set a lap after Stanley, who is currently on a lap right now, so I'm on board with him. See if he can improve his lap. Gets the inside corners, good exit. Not too early on the power, just get a little bit of juice there now. As he's flying down the back straight. Not purple, but hasn't increased on his time either. He's down just a slight bit, but maybe he can get the last sector correct and pull himself up into the maybe top 2, or just kind of keep his 3rd position there. But I have a feeling there's a few guys that want to have a saying about that.
Hello, the main guys look up for the flying Jippo.
Yep.
He actually goes up on the top and completes the lap. I think that the rest of the meeting would be very interesting either way.
Yes, that is another good thing to say about. Yeah, absolutely. After being around, and Stanley does improve a 33.327, so goes just a little bit ahead of Arrow, but Arrow has actually gone purple in the 1st sector. So Arrow Fist has gone up on his lap time, gone purple in sector 1, so let's see what he can do for the rest of his lap before we eventually get to Flying Jippo. So his teammate will be coming up after this. We'll see what he can do first, Arrow, as TCR Jones actually goes 4th as well in the meantime with a 133.9, so that's not a bad lap from him either. So we'll see what Arrow can do here if he still sets purple in the middle sector. Good exit on the power quite early, so should get a good nice run down the back straight. Using all the ERS he can, but he's actually down a little bit on his laps, so after going purple sector 1, he has not improved, and a little bit of snap, so that should hinder him a little bit, so I don't think he'll improve too much. We'll get on here with Jones, see how he's doing in the meantime, if he can keep an eye out on the lap time for Arrow to see if he does improve. Jones, Jippo coming out of that onto the back straight here, he's gonna use everything he can. Let's see if it's a purple sector 2 too, and it is. Okay. Okay, so, and Flying Jippo has just gone up by, I believe it was like 3 or 4 tenths, so on his, yeah, so he's purple, so purple sector 2, didn't see what that sector 1 time was, but looking mighty of a lap here if it is indeed purple for both sectors. As he comes into this last little part, Stanley retires in the pits, I believe, or off track, somewhere out of the way. As here we go. Jippo to the line. It is indeed pole by, wow, that is, wow, what a lap from both the top 2 guys here. From all the field, really. It's quite close, but by .015 to pit charges at the end of qualifying. What a brilliant lap from Jippo. Yes, and I will catch him right now as he comes across, and he goes up to 5th. So right now, I know it's a long race, it's 36 laps, but right now if everything goes to plan and Jippo gets away and he can get that fastest lap, Seagrass has a lot to do to make up. He's got to get past Arrow, Stanley, and Chargers, all going to be very feisty themselves in the championship, fighting to get ahead of him. So it's really going to be interesting to see what the race is going to bring, because like I said, it's going to be brilliant. While we have a second, just want to give a shout out to one of our sponsors, Fanatec. We have a website you can go to through our TCR site, and you can get some stuff, and some of the proceeds will help towards building and making TCR better, so that'd be great. As for the race, other than Jones actually having he has 10 positions, so he's actually going to start last. M9H Racing has just, I think, lagged out, so hopefully he'll get back in time. I will go through the grid on through the warm-up lap. Yes. while we got a minute here, what do you think for top three, Taz? Who you got?
Oof. I need to see the grid again before I make any predictions on that.
Okay,
But I think,
and sorry, go ahead. Yeah, no, go ahead.
I think Flying Jippo, he's definitely going to go for it this race. I mean, he can clinch the title, so I think he'll have a lot of extra motivation to do particularly well here. So I've got to say, he'll be the favorite for the win.
Okay, and then who?
Series starts down in 5th place and he has it all to do. So I think he'll also have
A mighty race and.
yeah, mighty race. I think he'll be really aggressive at the start, make up some positions, and if he makes the right strategy calls, I think he could probably get a podium, maybe fight for the win. We'll have to see.
Exactly, I'd have to agree. For me, I do believe Flying Hippo will win the race. Indeed, I do believe that. For the fastest lap, unless someone pits really late and has a magic lap. From what I've seen, what he did in qualifying, just the pace, the only guy I could see really to match it in the race looks like to be Chargers with everything that's going on. So if he can get that extra, fastest lap, that would be great for him. As for the other two, I think Chargers has shown really good pace too again. So we could see him and Flying Hippo kind of maybe go off and fight each other, but with this track, it's such a DRS train. If you can stay within that margin of a second, you can just stay where you need to. And what is go? Oh, it's just
AWS, the most reliable source when it comes to tire strategy. A 3-stop is a viable option. So,
three stop. Three
I
stop.
doubt anyone's gonna go for that.
Yeah, I don't know about a three. Wow,
That's pretty ridiculous.
You know what? It depends on safety cars. You can do a one-stop medium to hards, but I believe that would be too difficult for everyone to do, and especially with the pace, you'd be so far off the pace on the mediums and then the hards. Just you may make up a couple positions, but you won't really be able to fight for the win. But I could see definitely the two strategy working two-stop, where you go from soft to medium, or if you get a safety car, you can go soft, medium, soft. And if you get lucky and the safety car comes out like around where you want to pit with the softs, if they can make it a little bit further, then it could possibility like last night where Dorian stopped a little bit later on the softs and actually probably could have made it to the end on the mediums or very close to it. So safety cars can come into this. I'm just going to go through the grid order here as they come into the end. Flying Yippo is on pole, then followed by that in second is Chargers, third is Stanley, fourth is Arrow, fifth is Seagrass, sixth is Acio, 7th M9H Racing, who has just joined back, perfect timing. 8th Ben Swerving, 9th F1 CVL, 10th Mr. Joshua, 11th you have a Giggle who crashed out in qualifying. In 12th is the McLaren P1 2018. 13th is Golderator, 14th is JXW, 15th is Steven, 16th TCR Jones with his penalties, Dre Diggy starting 17th, X Ryan starting 18th, and last on the grid, but finally, Dorian Alpha in that AlphaTauri. We're getting ready for the start of the grid, boys. We're going to line up and wait for those lights to go off. In the chat, if you want to put your top three, we will get to it sometime through the race. If you want to interact and give us your top three, that would be great too, guys. Thank you for all showing up tonight. Hopefully we have a good race. Not too sure what's going on. Looks like there might be a lobby glitch because it's saying lap 2 of 18. And in the chat, they are saying the lobby just bugged out.
Yeah, there's a glitch in the F1 games where if someone gets disconnected on a formation lap and they rejoin, there's a chance that the lobby might get bugged out.
Yes.
So I think that might have happened with MNH being disconnected and then rejoining.
Yeah, they'll probably have to save the grid. They might have to restart this. So sorry guys for this happening. Like I said, when you join, like you said, with the joining in this through the session, it's possibility that can happen. So with that being said, we might have to restart the grid. No big deal. Takes a few minutes. They'll restart the session, get people joined, put them in the right position. Make sure they start on the same tires. I've taken a picture to make sure for the top 10. The only guy that needs to make sure is Joshua, who would start on the medium. So not too sure what they are planning on doing. Some people are putting in the YouTube chat right now for us tonight. We have quite a few viewers here. Hello guys, how you doing? Sorry about this. Unfortunate things to happen tonight, but I'm sure we'll get it fixed and up and going in a few minutes here.
I don't think you guys starting in the top 10 on softs would be too frustrated about that.
No, I don't believe they would be either.
They'll have fresh tires, so they can definitely go a lot longer at the very least. And that will give them a bit of a leg up than the guys starting on the mediums outside of the top 10. So they'll probably not have to deal with traffic to the same extent that they would have had the race gone on like they were supposed to. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see how the guys starting outside the top 10 adapt to that.
Yes, like I said, I'm sorry for the delay. This does happen. I'm sure they're just talking about it right now, seeing what we have to do. Like I said, I think we're gonna have to reset the lobby here tonight.
It'd actually be pretty entertaining if these guys, like if the lobby suddenly started working, everyone would have ice cold tires. You'd have a great start.
Oh yeah, I think the tires are absolutely cold as the winter it is here in Canada. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. Like I said, but some of the guys are putting in the chat. One guy said that Taz, your mic was echoing. I don't think it is now because he hasn't said it anymore. And then Charlie said that the other mic is working so good that you could hear him pouring his Dr. Pepper. He said cup of tea, but it's actually Dr. Pepper. So sorry if you could hear that. I didn't know my mic was that good. So props to PlayStation, because this is a PlayStation mic, so you can get one of those if you want one. If the mic works that good, wow.
I think I'll need one of those pretty soon.
Well, yeah, with the PS5 coming out, you have to spend a lot of money to get a good mic for that. As for other people in the chat, Charlie again saying he thinks Yippo, Stan, and Seagrass for top 3. Blinn says Chargers, Yippo, Stanley, so he thinks Chargers is actually going to get the hop on Flying Yippo. I think we are resetting the session, so we will go back to the main menu for the time being, so we're not watching a glitch screen. We will stay live because we can get going in the lobby. There's no point in ending it as such for right now. May take a couple minutes.
Oh, no, my game crashed. So
there was a glitch and a bug.
Earlier.
If your game's crashed, well, now here's your time to turn it back on. Guys, in the chat, what is our feeling on Flying Yippo taking the championship tonight? How are you feeling about that? I seen Blinn, you put him finishing second, but do you still feel like he will win the championship tonight? That is my question for the chat right now. Obviously, with the bug delay that we have had, we'll just go through. Like I said, the Red Bull did get the pole with Flying Yippo. Very good lap, 132.9. So very, very good at the end to get that. So hopefully, with the session coming back up, we will be able to go live here in a few minutes, guys. Sorry for the wait. Yeah, really sorry about the delay. Unfortunately, Codemaster's having its great glitches where, you know, things do tend to happen. But hopefully, if they can see this, we need to get that fixed, because it shouldn't be where someone joins back on the formation lap that it will glitch out the lobby. It should just be okay because the car's already there. All he's doing is taking control of it.
Agreed. But, I mean...
Oh, there we go. We just got an invite, guys. Yep. I will send you one, Taz, straight away. Sorry, guys, if you do intend to... Or did you get an invite from him?
I do not have an invite, no.
Okay, I will send you one right now. Sorry, guys, if you are seeing this right now, just send in this real quick. There you go, buddy. You are here. So like I said, they're going to have to take a few minutes, guys, to get the lobby up and running. Everyone has to join first, and then we have to basically set the grid with a custom grid. They will change everything. These are not the settings we're going to use, all of them. He's in the process of doing it. He'll have to change the short qualifying off, and just basically make it a custom grid for tonight, because obviously we've had qualifying already, so you don't want to do that again. Everyone should know their positions, because they should have probably have saved everything so they can redo it. It's gonna be interesting to say the least. That being said, let's see what's going on. I'm just looking at the chat to see if they're saying anything. Jones put in the chat what tires and where everyone finished. So with that being said, okay, perfect. They're just saying about in the chat when we get the session all set up with the custom grid, just to wait and let people get their loadout for their setups and to set their strategy again correctly where they were on the right tires they should be on. With that being said, now everyone's going to be starting on fresh tires to start the race no matter what, even the top 10, so all those softs will not have those 1 lap for your out lap, your lap, and then your in lap. So they'll gain about 3 laps on the tires, so that should stretch it to about lap 10, I believe, maybe even a little bit further. If you are saving your tires and you're all good, it should be okay.
I think the farthest they might stretch the tires is lap 8, because the soft tires do hit the cliff pretty early. But in order to make the 2 stops work, whether you're going soft, medium, medium, or soft, medium, soft, you don't want to stay out too long, because then the time you'll gain from going soft, medium, soft will just be too much. So,
and if safety car, you know, if a safety car comes out, let's say first lap or first couple laps, that changes everything, because then now you're just coasting around the track, right? You're not really putting anything in the tires. You're able to keep them at a good temperature. You get 2 or 3 laps depending on how many people have to pit, and then you go back racing. Well, if that's lap 1 or 2, then you don't go racing until lap 5 or 6. So right. with that being said, then your strategy changes. Now you can go till lap, 11 or 12. Well, then the mediums should be able to do that last stint, or at least get close enough so they can do that last stint. Or at least it makes it better for like your other 2 tires to be able to go, not as much longer, but you can kind of split them into what you needed to where you weren't sure before.
I think if you get a bunch of safety cars, someone might be bold and try and go deep into the race on the mediums, and then hope that there's a safety car towards the end before the others start to catch up. then they'll pretty much get free track position, um, pretty much because they get a free pit stop. Whereas the others will also have to take the same pit stop. Well, extra pit stop actually. So it'll be very interesting to see how the strategy pans out for all these different drivers. I'll be looking out particularly for the soft, medium, medium versus the soft, medium, soft strategy of the front runners. And then some of the guys towards the back on the mediums. I think they'll be very quick towards the end, so we can't neglect what kind of pace they might have.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and like you said, with everything that's happened tonight, everything's kind of changed. Like, everyone's tires are now not going to be different. So, with that being said, you know, this is maybe looking better for, let's say, Chargers, who's going to be trying to attack Jippo. Now they both got the same tires. There's no difference in who's got more on their tires or not. They're all the same. All the top 5 can fight, even the top 10 can fight, and all on the softs most likely for the top 10. And like you said, there's so much to it that can change. Hopefully we will be keeping the same for the weather, because the weather was, I think, clear, but I'm not too sure what the race was. So with that being said, you know, it shouldn't give us rain, but with Codemasters, I've seen it rain at places it shouldn't rain, like Bahrain and other places where you really don't expect rain much. This is one of them, but I've also seen it where it has rained here, so a little bit different, but hopefully it will stay dry if that is the conditions. See how it's going. I think Golderator, I think that's the last gentleman we're waiting on. He is here. I believe we are good.
I think another thing we haven't considered yet is the fact that these guys haven't actually driven a lap around here since quali ended. So they've probably cooled off quite a bit. They're not really in the groove. So these first few laps, you might see some mistakes from people that we wouldn't normally see at the start of races because everyone just hops straight into the race. But now that there's been quite some time between quali and where we are now, with people about to ready up and start the race, it'll be interesting. Some people might still be in the groove and have a really good start, whereas others might not be in the groove, get a bad start, maybe have some walk-ups, lose some positions, and then they'll have a lot of work to do later in the race.
Absolutely, as we're just getting a few comments in the Discord here before we're going about they're just saying how Abu Dhabi doesn't really rain, and then someone just put out, it's Cody's, anything can happen, and that's just the truth with the race. As for what you were saying about people maybe not being in the groove in that, I think most of these guys are pretty set up to go. I think once we get the lobby going, once it counts down, that's when they'll get into their focus. They'll set their loadout, or sorry, not loadout, their setups for the race. And if they need to make tweaks, obviously they can do that again if they're set up, they tweaked it before. With that, and then obviously you'll set your strategy, how much fuel you want. Do you want more? Do you want less? Blah blah blah. You count on safety cars, this, that, and the other, right? Everything kind of plays into it, and fuel around here you use a lot more because it's an open track. It's a lot of places where it's fast speed corners, even like you're not. There's some corners where you're braking very hard, but there's other corners where you're kind of like coasting through it, or you're just lifting. So fuel is used a little bit more, especially on the straights. A lot of straights here, a lot of places where you use a lot more fuel. So you'll want to maybe put in a little bit banker in there. And then, as you were saying, for people's mindsets, I think Flying Yippo will be in that mindset of, I'm on pole, I'm in my position where I need to be, let's go do it, let's go get out, let's get a lead, then let's set the fastest lap, and let's see what Segrist can do, because Segrist is the only one right now who can potentially stop him. I believe the other guys can too, with points, but it's more likely for Segrist to be the guy that has to kind of make the charge right now. But after everything happens, you don't know what could happen with Chargers and that being so close behind them too.
Right, I think Stanley's in the mix as well.
Yes.
Seagreen has 110 points, Stanley on 109, so a very close battle there.
And so is Chargers. Chargers has 109 as well, so it's literally... So you've got the top 4, and Flying Hippos almost 100 points clear of Seagrass. Then Seagrass is 1 point clear of both Stanley and Chargers. Those are the four guys technically fighting still to get the championship. But like I said, if he does indeed get 25 points plus the 1, and then Seagrass was to finish 3rd and back, I believe even if Chargers got 2nd, I believe he might still have enough. I'm not too sure, but we'll find out after the race when they do their mathematics and see if he is crowned champion. But for the race itself, hopefully our drivers are all ready. Hopefully everyone in the chat has stayed around. Sorry for the delay. We will be going here momentarily. They are just now doing their setups and strategy before we go to the grid. I don't know if there's another formation lap. I'm not too sure. Currently I can see people in the pit lane like everyone else can, but not too sure on formation lap. Did you have a look to see before if it was? I didn't actually check.
No, I did not see if there was a formation lap or not, but we will find out very soon.
Yes, we will. As for the chat, see if anyone's put anything new in there. Saying that your mic is still echoing. I can't hear an echo myself, so I'm wondering if that's just coming through like the TV port from YouTube itself. I'm not too sure. My colleague here, Taz, I don't hear. Oh, okay, I can kind of hear a little bit in the back every once in a while, but not amazingly much. So if you are hearing it, you have very good hearing, amazing hearing. Maybe mine needs to be checked here. Everyone's starting to ready up. I'm not too sure.
So it looks like we're hopping.
Yeah, we're having another formation lap, so that's okay. I mean, an extra formation. As Flying Yippo gets, yeah, he was sideways off the corner. He's like, I'm gonna get this one heated up real quick. Again, we'll go through the grid. If you have forgotten, Flying Jippo was on pole with the 132.9, I believe. Chargers was 0.015 behind him, so really close between the top two. There was a little bit of a gap between 3rd place and Stanley in that Renault, looking beautiful. I believe we have made a mistake though, because I don't believe it is unofficial, because we should be at nighttime right now and we are racing during the day, so not too sure about that. With that being said, Arrowfist was in 4th, Seagrass in 5th. He has to make up a couple positions to keep that championship going. Hopefully he can do that tonight. Sorry if you can hear my PS4 absolutely going spaz in the background. It's been cleaned, but it loves to sound like it's a fighter jet getting ready to explode off the track, so sorry if you can hear that in the background. In 6th we have SCO, 7th we have M9H Racing, 8th we have Ben Swerving. Hopefully a good race from both the Williams up in 7th and 8th. A very good performance from both those guys, considering the power they do have. The Alfa Romeo, because there's the AlphaTauri as well, in 9th with F1 CVL. Mr. Joshua in 10th in the Renault, in 11th in the AlphaTauri. Ironically, his name is McLaren P1, but he is in an AlphaTauri. But he's not too happy about that, but maybe he'll take his aggression out on the track and get right up there and show what that AlphaTauri's got. In 12th, we have JXW Gaming, ready to make his first performance here tonight. In 13th, we have Steven, seen him a couple times here. He's quite actually quick in silver, so he'll be good here. Then we have Dre Diggy in 14th in the beautiful Racing Point that looks like a Mercedes. All they've done is put pink, white, and blue on it. In 15th, we have X Ryan XDXD making his first race as well of the season. TCR Jones, after his unfortunate penalty, drops down 10 spots to 16th. And last on the grid, because we are missing a couple of people because it's too late for them to race, as in you are having a giggle and I believe one more person. Dorian will be starting 17th now, as we are getting ready for the lights to go green here. We have 3, 4 lights, 5 lights. And away we go as Flying Yippo gets a very good start. Not a good start from Chargers. As Aerofis, oh, they're 3 wide. Oh, there's a collision.
Stanley goes around the outside of both of them.
And yeah, and obviously there is a glitch here, guys. Jones isn't first. This happened last night on stream too. It is just a Cody's having its fun. As it's reset now for a second. So we have Flying Yippo with a brilliant start, already out to 1.3 gap. Stanley in second, like you said, 3 wide, a little bit of collision between him, Chargers, and Arrow, who is actually down in last. Now we'll get down to him and what happened if he has wing damage. Chargers in third after starting second, not a very good start for him. Then we have Seagrass up a position in fourth, knowing that he has to finish second today in order to keep that championship going. In fifth, with a very good start, F1 CVL up 4 positions into fifth. And again, another person up. McLaren, yeah? Oh, yeah. Oh, they're side by side. Oh, and now you got the McLaren. Yeah, what a move. Oh no, he gets loose, he saves it. But now we are 3 wide. Oh, I don't know. Oh, please, someone back out. Well done, boys. Way to keep it. Oh no. M98 Racing looks like he's got a little bit of wing damage too, so I'm wondering if he'll have to pit from that. Joshua in 10th. Flying Yippo setting the fastest lap, already out, and Chargers up to second now. So, oh no, wait, no, he's not. Okay, it's just a glitch. Sorry, it was saying Chargers was up to second, but it shows he's clearly behind him. So I don't know how that is working, but confusing. And it says and it says the fastest lap is a 31-second lap, so I'm not too sure what is going on with the lobby. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff going on, as like I said, Flying Yippo is ahead of everyone. Once Ben's gone, we will go to the intervals. Obviously you can see right now Stanley is 2.3 behind Flying Yippo, followed by Chargers 5/10 off of him, but looks like he really might make a move here, so we'll stay on board with him. He has DRS, but Chargers not using his DRS down here, so maybe he is saving. I'm not too sure. Maybe he's making Stanley,
He's used all of his deployment already.
Well, Stanley has, but Stanley's ahead of him in second, right? So Chargers being in third, he didn't even use his DRS, so he's just kind of staying behind Stanley, not making the move. Maybe he's waiting for that main straight so he can get enough of a gap, because you know around here if you can stay within that second, the next lap he could attack him back. So with that being said, there's now a little bit of a gap forming between everyone from the leader and everything. Tires, obviously we have Ben Swerven is the only person to stop so far. There you go for tires for a minute, as we'll go back to the top. Comfortable from... Yeah, he looks like he's got a little bit of pace. Maybe he's taking the first couple of laps to get that set up. And like you said, with Stanley and Chargers, if they fight each other, it will indeed cause a massive train, because everyone will be able to catch up if he can't keep getting past him, and they just keep fighting each other as we're going down the main straight. Chargers with DRS open, and he is in overtake. Stanley is not. So he's going to let Chargers get by him and then try and hit him back with that DRS, but that still pulls Seagrass a little bit closer to them too, like you said. So Seagrass is able to get a little bit, not too much.
Stanley's going to get him back.
Looks like it. Stanley is looking for a move. Is he going to go to the outside? Yes, he is. Chargers holds up the inside. They get a little bit aggressive. Are they going to... Yeah, but you know what? That's good from the two lads to keep it together. No damage on either of them. And they keep...
ever so slightly closer.
Yes. And there is the midfield battle, and everything's kind of getting up to each other. And everything going on. Yes, exactly. And exactly, with everyone fighting right now, it's now allowed basically Flying Yippo to kind of cruise out to a 3-second gap. Seagrass really needs to kind of get a move on here, because he knows what is at stake tonight. What is at stake is his attempt of hopefully, you know, still fighting for a championship. So interesting to see what he does, whether it be strategy, whether it be coming in early, coming in trying to stay out, get an overcut, you know, whatever he has to do, he has to get past these two guys in front of him. That is all he has to do today, and he's in a good position to do that, staying within a gap of both of them. But as you look, Stanley is losing a little bit of time through the... Yep, as he gets back into his slipstream to try and maybe get him back, but he will not be able to, because the DRS is just so strong down here, as Joshua is there, Steven. Arrow is actually making his way up the field as well, from dead last up to now into 11th. So Arrow, after that coming together at turn 1 of lap 1, he's trying to kind of give himself a battle back here to get some points today. So good performance from him. Followed by him is JXW Gaming, not moved anywhere, stayed 12th, so good from him. Lovely Codemasters thing, trying to get out of it, but it won't. Followed by that, up 4 positions, a really good start from Dorian Alpha, showing that he's got some pace here. Last night was very good. Yeah, it looks like that will be the case.
Very easily.
Yep, I'm going to go back up to the top, because Stanley and Seagrass and everyone are now very close together behind each other. Seagrass currently 5 tenths off of Stanley, 5 tenths off of Chargers. Yippo is absolutely gapping the field right now with a 4.7 second gap. Oh no! As I just talked about a commentator's curse, I'm sorry, but Dorian has retired in the pits? Not too sure what happened. Weird. Okay, we'll go back to the top. That's all happened, but as we can see, oh, Stanley looking at a move, didn't get it. Stays back in the train, hopefully trying to make a move down this next straight here. Seagrass behind him, we'll go on board with Seagrass so that we can see the battle in front and see what happens here. As it looks like Chargers defense to the inside, so Stanley's only got the outside. Stanley gets a... Yep, nope, that's... But this time he's set back in there a little bit better, so the last time he really tried to force the issue and kind of hindered himself a little bit, had to make some time up, almost lost his DRS train to Chargers, but was able to get it back, and it's kind of sitting there just on the edge of maybe making a mark. Seagrass here just behind them in 4th, followed by that is F1 CBL. He's done a very good job to get up, like I said, those 4 positions into 5th, kind of just sitting there. A little bit of a gap to Aseo, and then followed by that is Mr. Joshua McLaren in 8th, Steve in 9th, in 10th is X Ryan XDXD, 11th, like I said, is Arafis, who is actually on the back of him and looks like he might make a move into turn 1. We'll come back to that if that comes to it. Ben Swervin in 12th, quite a little bit behind. He has pit. TCR Jones, again, another one.
F1 CBL had an off.
Oh no. Oh, yes, he has. And his tires will... Yes, and that will hinder him for the next couple laps, I would say, especially around here, so he might have to pit. That's a shame. Another commentator's curse. I am sorry. I guess I'm right on it tonight. Yeah, exactly. Stanley making him going around the outside again. This time a little bit further, but it's still going to be tight. He has the inside, and then Chargers does, but they're side by side. Oh, contact! Brought Seagrass into it. Now it's 3 wide. Really aggressive driving from all 3 of these guys. We're going to go on board with Seagrass right behind them. Seagrass backing out a little bit early, but he's going to be able to save his tires a little bit more because these two are locking up at every corner trying to get away from each other, Stanley and Chargers. But as I'm saying this, Flying Jippo is on a daily cruise. He's gone to Tesco's, he's come home, he's put his feet up, he's had a cup of tea. Oh, and Chargers into the wall, wing damage. Oh no! That is not going to be good. He is going to have to pit. It is. He will, and he will indeed have to break through here. That is so unfortunate for Chargers. Now that puts Stanley up, so let's see what Stanley can do now that he has a little bit of, you know, an advantage and a gap almost to Seagrass of 8/10. Now he will get DRS down this back straight. But like you said, Chargers, that's just unfortunate to happen to him. A little bit of a tank slapper, tried to save it, but just corrected it and just smacked into the sidewall. Luckily, no further huge damage to put him out of the race, but enough damage that it is going to hinder his chances here at a podium today, I believe. It's early on, so anything can happen with a safety car, but as we speak, it's not going to be very helpful, as it looks like F1 and Steven, Aerosmith, and Ryan are all going at each other. Aero getting past Ryan, getting a little bit of oversteer, little bit of a slide out. Yeah, and I think F1 has his tires still a little bit overcooked, but big lockup from Steven. Big lockup, excuse me. Ooh, got something stuck in my throat. But yeah, big battles through the midfield as Dre and Ben are fighting it out. Dre getting by Ben. Ben will have DRS, but will he be able to fight back? I'm not too sure. He's a little bit too far back, it looks like. Looks like he's not going to try and do the move, so he's just going to save some of his DRS now. As Chargers does pit. Yep. Wonder what he puts on. I think he's going to go mediums. Is it mediums or is it hards? Yeah, mediums. So yeah, he's gone to mediums, changed his wing. He'll be back out. McLaren's also in. It does say the window is open from this lap on, so it isn't going to hinder Chargers too much, but it might hinder him a little bit later in the race. It does say these softs can stretch it to 13. Now, I think Flying Yippo, with his big of a gap, he's kind of just coasting with these tires. They don't look too degrained. They don't look like they are too bad. They might be a little bit on the edge, but I think he can stretch it a few more laps, or he can come in this lap. He's got such a big gap that he can kind of just, you know, kind of do his thing, and it's not a big deal. Stanley's definitely pulling a gap to Seagrass, though, so interesting to see.
A little bit.
Obviously,
really anything.
Right now, the actual fastest lap is with Flying Jippo. He has a 137.4. I'm not going to count M98 Racing's first lap because that should not be counted. Of a 31.076. That is the fastest lap I've ever seen around this track, even for a short track. So he will not count that. So right now, like I said, Flying Jippo, fastest lap. So that would indeed give him the maximum that he needs, with Seagrass coming into the pit. So maybe trying to get an undercut on Stanley and make some time up to Flying Yippo. So interesting to see where he comes out. Yes, I would think so. I would think he would pit the next lap, but that could be too late because this is a long track. This is a very long track. So unless his tires are in optimal condition, those mediums, they're fresh. He can push on those. They're gonna be good to go. So you know, like I said, Chargers, even with that 5-second stop for the wing, extra time and everything, he's only 6 seconds off of Seagrass. So, and he was already 1.9 in after like the first kind of sector away from him. So he's yep, exactly. So like I said, Chargers really in that mode of focus now. Like he knows he can still get back into it. Like 6 seconds, like I said, it's not a huge hefty thing when you've probably got one more stop still to come. Flying Yippo catching up to M9H Racing, who is currently, I don't even know if he is here. It shows he is here, but it shows a big X above him, so Flying Yippo comes into the pits. So lap 9 comes the leader, should be followed by Stanley. Stanley actually stays out. So I wonder if he's trying to think maybe the next, here we go, see? So two-strap strategy now for lap 10 for the medium runners, so not too sure people would come in. Flying Yippo puts on the mediums again, so see how he comes.
Hot take right here. I think Stanley's going to try to win that.
You think so? Okay.
I've seen him try it before. We race together, and I think it should be.
Not very good for Flying Yippo though. Comes out right on the tail box of Sao. So, and with Mr. Joshua just in front. Oh no! And Tasmania, my Patre tonight has accidentally had a little bit of a lag out, so he'll be back in, and I will have to send him a invite. I apologize, lads, for this. This was not supposed to happen, but it does happen sometimes. Invite friends. Sorry about this, guys. Invite him back here. He should be able to join the lobby back and be in here when he momentarily gets his internet back set up. In the meantime, like I said, Flying Yippo trying. Oh no! There's some contact. So any wing damage for the Flying Yippo here doesn't look like it. So needs to be a little bit careful, or he's being a little bit more too aggressive, and he has quite a big gap over everyone right now, so he really doesn't need to force the issue too much right now. But like you said, with Stanley maybe trying to do that one stop, this is Joshua maybe doing something for his teammate in order to keep him behind right now. Let Stanley kind of get out a gap, but Flying Yippo making the move, going to the outside. Can he get it into turn 1? And he does. He gets the move around the outside. Beautiful move, absolutely brilliant. Now he can try and get off and attack, although he is going to have Joshua right on his tail because he will have DRS, so this is not going to be too helpful. Arrow and Steven are both into the pits, putting on some hards for Arrow, softs for Steven. Interesting strategy for Steven. And then obviously Flying Yippo is now trying to catch Stanley. He has pulled a little bit of a gap. Still, Joshua is a little bit too far back, but this is okay. It happens. Segrist makes a move around Ryan for P5. So he is currently behind Sao. He is about 6.5 seconds behind him, followed by another 1.3 to Joshua. So he is quite far behind our leader, Flying Yippo, and Stanley, sorry, even. So with that being said, so much to go on, so much action here today. Sorry for the camera angle around here. It's not very good. Anything going on? Dre's a little bit. Dre, Arrows, looks like he's right behind them. Some battles going up here. Sao still on the same tires, still out there actually, and Stanley comes into the pits and he puts on the mediums on lap 12, giving Yippo back the lead. But with that longer stint, I wonder if he's going to try and stretch it. See where he comes out with Segrist. Segrist looks like he's going into turn 1 right now. Will he come out in front of Stanley? It's going to be very, very close. Stanley, they come out. Stanley's right behind Segrist, so that does promote Segrist up to P2 right now with the other two guys that have not stopped. Right here, and Ryan included. So Chargers catching up to the pack too after having to have his wing change. So Chargers really making a run for it right now. He's really able to catch up to the group. He's really put his head down. He is absolutely on a tear right now. Flying Yippo actually only about a 10-second gap, 11 seconds to Stanley. with Stanley having the new tires and getting around Segrist. So like I said, Stanley is really going to make a charge on here as you look at a move here between Steven and Arrow. Steven on the softer tires, so he would be further ahead, guys. Tasmanian got disconnected still, so he's not back here. Just checking the chat to see what was going on. Like I said, with everything going on, Steven's now got McLaren as well with the fastest middle sector too. So Steven really on a tear on these soft tires, making them work right now. He might set the fastest lap and take that away from Flying Yippo right now. But like I said, Flying Yippo's got a big gap now to second. Sao pits with Ryan, so they'll come back out with some newer tires. Arrow gets past McLaren here. Lots of stuff going on today. And another one. So McLaren, oh, he's off. He must have had a spin, unfortunately. I can't see any wing damage though, so should be okay. But he has already made that stop, so to the leader, tires. You got Stanley still saying he's on, that's not right, so he should be on a couple laps now, at least a 1 lap, not 0. I'm not too sure what's going on. Maybe I'll change the tires and then, nope, okay. We'll go to position change then, since it's not giving us the right tires. In the chat, guys, still predictions on your top 3 if anyone hasn't said anything, or anyone who has said the top 3 if they want to change it. Now have your say while we have a minute. Still waiting for Taz to come back. Hopefully he comes back soon. If not, you can have my Jet Airplane PlayStation as my compatriot for the rest of the races. I'm sure you'll hear that a couple times. As Mr. Joshua makes a really deep move. Hopefully he won't hold Stanley up too much. As look at Chargers. He is right on the tail of Segrist now, making up all that time that he lost pitting 1 lap earlier, and he's absolutely flying on these medium tires. Now he is quite a distance away from Flying Yippo, but as my compatriot is back, so we do not need to worry about the jet plane being my compatriot, but as that was going on, like I said, Chargers is caught right up to the back of Segrist, right on his tail box, ready to make a move. Not too close right now, but close enough that with DRS, he's 5/10 behind him. If he can get this next little section correct and get a good exit, no wheel spin, and that's what he does, gets on the back straight, getting that DRS opened. He hasn't got too much ERS, so he will not be using it, but look at the straight line speed because both of them have no ERS. This is going to be looking like a simple move into turn. There we go. Oh, side by side. Still side by side. A little bit of contact. Charges around the outside. It was tire to tire, so I think it's okay. Segrist will get the DRS to come back at him. And he is trying here down the back straight. Getting a run. Going to the inside. Is he going to try and outbrake him? Can't do it. Oh, Sector 3. Virtual safety car. TCR Jones has just retired from the race. It looks like no one was near him except for Flying Yippo. Looks like he did it on the main straight. I'm not too sure what's happened there, but for VSC, if no one's pitted yet, this is a perfect example of to come in. So for Joshua, this might actually help him, because the stop should help him come back out around probably P8, I would think, around there, so he can make up some time. Taz, if you managed to get back into the session, do you need another invite for,
No, I was just about to say, you mind sending me an invite while there's a VSC?
Yep, I can send it right now real quick while, like I said, Joshua does go into the pits, so that should help him. That invite has been sent to you, you should be able to see it. As we go back green, so Chargers in front of Segrist by 4/10. Stanley is now 9.6 behind Flying Yippo, so it's been a pretty good race from, like I said, from these guys. It's been very entertaining. Chargers now has to get stepping if he wants to catch up to Stanley. Stanley is trying to put on a charge with those fresher medium tires than all the field, basically, in the top 5. Sao, like I said, Joshua pitted from P3 with that VSC. he's managed to come out 2.8 in front of Steven. And Joshua is on the soft tires. So whether or not he's doing a two-stop, he is absolutely going to be tearing it down right now. And I could see him catching up to Sao very, very, very quickly. Any other moves? It looks like Ryan and F1 are quite close, and Steven also to Arrow Fist. They're right there. Steven making a move around the outside. Oh, Steven goes really wide, thinking that he was a lot closer than he was. But very good of him to leave that extra space, even though it was a little bit of a crazy weave. Oh, that's okay. No one got hurt. We're good. Seagrass still there with Chargers, but not too close to him. Kind of just keeping within that DRS. That's about it right now. Stanley, again, the gap is quite, you know, it's kept at a gap of 9.6, 9.8 throughout the first couple laps that he's been attacking him, that we've been on board with. So, like I said, for the fastest lap right now, it is still, as we speak, would be Yippo. Yes, it would be Flying Yippo, who has a 137.3 still, whereas Stanley with his 137.7, Chargers with his 137.8, just behind them. Interesting to see what Mr. Joshua can do with some space. He should be able to quick lap here. We're gonna go on board with a lap on board with Mr. Joshua around Abu Dhabi, enjoying. We're just gonna take a couple minutes to kind of rest our voices for a second. Okay, I think I'm good now. Taz, everything's good on your end now? You're all back in, no more problems?
Yep, everything's looking good. Took a bit of time for all of the settings to load in, like the end of the gap between the drivers, but everything seems to be all good now.
Okay, perfect. As I said, with Arrow and Steven still fighting, so Arrow's on those hard tires, whereas Steven's on the soft. Now, it doesn't tell me if this is the correct lap. We'll find out. So he has done 5 laps. Both of them have done 5 laps on those tires. With that being said, Arrow's been able to keep it quite close. Oh, as the Ferrari and the Alfa Romeo right side by side with each other. Dre is up because Ben and M98 Racing are in the pits. This is not a good thing for Ben swerving, who is currently ahead of him. He is going to be held up a little bit in the pits because they will not be ready for his tires. As you can tell, lost a little bit of time there, not too much, but it gets in and out. Now he's on the softs. That should be his last stop. I believe he could take those tires all the way to the end, as we've seen from the first stop stint. Chargers is still 5 seconds off of Stanley. I believe his tires are kind of evening out now, whereas Stanley still has quite a bit of life in his tires for 4 laps. Yep. Yeah, and it looks like he
pulled it off.
Yes. Oh, but Steven's coming back on the inside. Well done from both of them, but they're going to be side by side, and that Ferrari is there. Oh, this is not somewhere where you usually go side by side with someone. Something always happens, but oh, they're so tight through the middle section. Arrow just catches Steven a little bit there. Didn't leave him enough space, but luckily Steven was able to keep going, and everyone behind him kind of seen it, checked up a little bit, so nice to see from everyone. Like I said, with the tire compounds, it's so hard when you get to a few laps. They start evening out, so the hards to the softs, because you're going to have about the same grip between the two of them. So now Arrow is able to kind of get that little bit of a gap where Ryan's actually on 4-lap old soft, so he should be able to still make a push on Steven here. Dre is on those 5-lap old softs. JXW Gaming has just come out of the pits on softs. Ben should be coming around shortly, but not too close to him. Flying Yippo is cruising tonight, as you can see. Not really having to put much into his tires, not having to force too much. And with Seagrass being 4th, Stanley and Chargers in 2nd and 3rd. I believe right now it's looking pretty good for the title here today. Good outing from all the drivers today, but especially from Flying Yippo to get out in front from the get-go. Blinn, if you're listening in the chat, can we do our little mathematics for me? Can you find out indeed if it does finish the way it does right now, if he would be champion with Stanley and Chargers both in 2nd and 3rd right now?
I believe he would. I'm pretty sure he...
because...
when he gets past the slap, and he has to finish 3rd or lower.
But I'm just wondering with Stanley being 2nd, because he's got 109 points, and he is in 2nd, if that's going to be a big enough of a gap from 18 to 26 points to still get that enough of a gap in order to be champion today. I believe it should be. But that I'm not too sure if that 1 point... Well, yeah, I guess it would be, because that 1 point would have been for Seagrass finishing 3rd, but I'm just not too sure if Stanley can change it. Yeah, exactly. We're getting into the last... Okay, here we go. The reigning points will be 104, but the gap between Stanley and him will be 105.
And there's
okay, so yeah, there'd be 3 races. So yeah, that would be enough. By 1 point, he would still etch out over everyone. So can you tell me if he does indeed have the fastest lap still, if it hasn't changed? You're gonna have to go through the whole list. Just look at the guys on the soft tires, see what they did. It was 137.3.
Mr. Joshua has the fastest lap at the moment, 137.2.
So with Mr. Joshua having that, I
think we'll have to keep in mind that Flying Yippo will most likely pit again and try and take the fastest lap off of him.
Well, I think everyone might have to still pit again, but I don't think so, because if I'm correct, it's saying Flying Yippo's only got 9 laps on these mediums, but I feel like he has more. Because I don't feel like he pitted... Well, he did pit at lap 10, so yeah, that would be right. I think that's right. So, if that is the case, then I think he might be able to stretch these tires the whole rest of the race, so really and truthfully, he might be okay, because they're only going to be with, like I said, 8 laps to go. They're going to be 17 laps in. I think he might be okay. I think he might still be okay. Whether or not Stanley can catch up to him is another case at the end, where he might have 2-lap younger tires, so at the end of the race it might be a lot easier for him to try and get past when maybe Yippo's tires aren't as good. So right now, like you said, with Joshua having the fastest lap, though, maybe that does change Yippo's mind, but I'm not too sure if that is the case, Blinn, and he does not get the fastest lap. Was that still your calculations with the 1 point gap? You are my guy for that. You are my mathematics guy. Just gonna wait for him.
Trying to look at the gap between Flying Yippo and Stanley, and I know the mediums towards the end, assuming they go to the end, will drop off quite a bit. Probably 2-3 seconds per lap at the very end of the race.
I just don't think there's enough. I just don't think there's enough with the 2-lap gap, with a 9-second, even 2 laps. That only puts him at, he might gain as much as, maybe 5 seconds. But I think Flying Yippo's kind of saved those tires throughout the first kind of stint after he got out. And he's kind of kept the gap at the same of what he's needed to at 9.6 basically throughout the first, stint. So he's really just kind of managed the gap
I think it all depends on his tire wear.
Exactly.
Stanley's shimmy is very slow. I'll ride on board that and see if I can see what condition his tires are in.
From looking at Flying Yippo's tires, they actually look pretty nice still, so not too much graining. You can see a little bit in the middle and towards the edge of the one side and the right side especially, but you get more grading on the fronts, especially because of most of the corners here, especially on the right. A lot of different angles for corners and high elevations sometimes too, like into some of the corners where the angle of elevation changes. But really good from everyone tonight. Very clean. Not too many incidences. No safety cars, which has been mighty. Joshua is actually catching up to Aseo at quite a rate now to try and get into that top 4. He's quite close. And Chargers, yes, he's going for that fastest lap. Has he got it?
At the second last corner. I'm not sure if all 4 wheels were off, but it looks like it.
Well, with a 36.2, that would be the new fastest lap. So, see what Chargers decides to do. See what all the guys actually behind him decide to do. Because Segrist is kind of in that spot where he's not going to catch Stanley, not even by a bit. But if he waits too long to pit, Chargers is gonna get him back. What he really would love is a VSC or a safety car right now. Really spice up the things. So as it currently finished, Flying Yippo does not get the championship because of that fastest lap. So Flying Yippo is going to go into the next race, Vietnam, probably only needing to finish ahead of one of the top guys, Stanley, right now as we speak. So he'd only need to finish ahead of him and then he would be champion. But as we speak right now, drama coming down to the last 5 laps as Flying Yippo does not have what it takes right now as we're speaking to be the champion tonight. But we still have, like you said, 5 laps, so anything is possible. But I think a 136.2 on the tires he's on now is probably not possible.
If he really wanted to, he could take the risk.
Well, he still have 5 laps, and he has 11. He had 12, almost 12 seconds. So, yeah, it is possible. But then
he would come out behind people, but he'd have a massive tire advantage. So
he would probably just come out behind Stanley. He'd come out, or just behind Segrist maybe even. But I just think that's too many. Too much for him to do with Stanley. Obviously, if he was to pit, Stanley would still be in the lead, so he'd need technically more points next week, whereas he would just need to finish ahead of Stanley. So right now I think he's playing the smart game of, let's see what Stanley does. If Stanley pits, then we pit too, right? Like, he may pit, he may no, but as we speak right now, I don't think he will indeed pit from what I can see. But Stanley is coming up to a little bit of traffic right now, so that might slow him down a little bit. Flying Yippo is going on the last corner. Oh, no, because there's still, Charlie, I think because there's still 3 more races after this, or is it 3 or 4? Vietnam, no, it's 4 races after this. So, I don't know how many wins Stanley has so far this season. Do you mind looking at that if you can, for me? If that is possible, Taz? I don't think it is. Let me see if I've got it. But
I'll take a look at the points standings and check.
Oh, yes, if you check the standings, it'll tell you how many wins he's had. Yes, thank you very much. That'd be great. Like I said, though, Joshua is now on the back of Chargers after Chargers has got past him, but looks like that move has just been done. So Chargers up to 5th now on those fresher softs. He will be going for a Seiyu. I think Joshua's tires are kind of either at an end.
The way it is right now, if I just did the math, so Flying Jippo can finish where he is right now.
Yep.
And as long as Stanley doesn't get the fastest lap, he'll win.
How many wins does Stanley have?
Less than Jippo. So.
Well, how many does he have right now? Because it can. So if he has 2, how many does Jippo have right now?
I think he'll win even if like Stanley wins the next.
Well, what's Jippo at right now? What's Jippo at right now for wins before this one?
Let's see.
Should have probably about 6 or 7, I think.
Yeah. So he has 7 wins. So technically he'd win.
So he would have 8. So it really wouldn't matter. But yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah, if it came down to tiebreaker.
He is in the position to win.
I believe so. I think with that new information, Blinn, can we confirm that we can still call him because of the tiebreakers won't make a difference, and if he does end out getting it tied on points, even if Jippo does not finish another race, I believe we can maybe get that confirmed by Blinn. We'll find out in a few moments here when he is able to respond to me. In the meantime, looks like Ryan on new softs is catching on to the back of Steven. Steven put another set of softs on not too long ago. Yeah, we will find out hopefully sometime. Hopefully we can find out before the end of the race if that indeed does happen. Sector 3, a yellow flag. Not too sure who that's for. Oh, it's for a McLaren, as he is in the grass. He is not on the track right now. Blinn, the question is yeah. So, Blinn, the question was, because it would finish even if Flying Jippo did not finish another race, let's say this season, and the points left are 104. If Stanley still finishes tied with him, would he still end up winning the championship because he would have more wins? It would come down to a tiebreaker, but he has way more wins than wins decide. So then, could you not classify Flying Jippo as champion today because of that? Because of if it does come down to that, but would Segrist and their points make anything of a difference in the last races too, right? Like, so it could be multiple to things, but as we speak right now, I think you could call Jippo champion. I think if it would come down to wins, I still think Jippo would take it, because even with 4 races, with this one, this would be you'd have Vietnam, then you'd have Canada, I think US and Mexico left after this, so 4 left. That would only put Stanley at a total of 6 wins of maximum. Flying Jippo with this race would be on 8, I believe. Right? 8, I think we said, Taz, because he's got 7. So then, yeah, there's no way of Stanley, Segrist, or Chargers ever catching him on wins. So I think, if I'm correct, and my brain is actually working for once, let's see. But I think Flying Jippo can still be champion today. I only think Segrist was the one that could stop him. But because...
Right, so as we stand, Flying Jippo will have a 104-point gap to Stanley, and there's only 104 points available after tonight's race.
Where would Segrist with 15 points would be at 125, right? So Stanley with 18 would move up. Yeah, so he would be ahead of Segrist. So I know it said he can only beat Segrist if he got the fastest lap and 25 points. If Segrist finished 3rd or lower. So I don't know how that wins, but yeah, I say we'll find out in the next bit. I don't know if we can classify him tonight as champion, but we are yet to find out. We still have a few laps here. It's not over. We still have to get Flying Jippo through the next lap and a half in order to get there. Chargers is making a move on Segrist, so this really makes a difference, because Segrist would then be 4th And I think that would indeed give him his championship.
I think even without it, Flying Jipper would come out on top because the gap would be 106 points, and he's only 112 points away. So
okay,
it would come down to that. If Jipper were to not participate in the next 4 races, then Seagrass.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah, exactly. Seagrass, even if he won every race, wouldn't have enough to do it, with Stanley being ahead of him in the championship by that 1 point now. Maybe a few more now because he's dropped down to 12 points. So
Flying Jipper will be champion as it stands.
I would think so, but you never know. We will find out as we come down to our last lap. Everyone's on it. We're gonna go with a lap of the maybe possibility of the Season 10 champion, Flying Yippo, to finish off this race. I just feel like it's rightly deserved with him, with everything he's done today. He's led it from start to finish. That hasn't really put a step out of line from the start. Had to make it through that little craziness of that Renault kind of holding him up a little bit. Mr. Joshua trying to do his teammate, as there's a yellow flag. I think it's for F1 CVL. He probably has made a spin, but we're going to stay on board with Flying Yippo because, again, like I said, it's deservedly right that he gets this last lap after he's led every single lap today. Except for when he's had to pit, obviously, but from start to finish, brilliant race from him. Unfortunately, F1 CVL has retired. Hopefully in the... Oh god, oh, is he actually retired, or did he retire? Oh no, oh, that's unfortunate to hear on the last lap. That is definitely going to drop him quite far down the grid. That is unfortunate, but a good race nonetheless. Oh, he did crash. Damn, I seen the end of it. As Flying Yippo comes around the last 2 corners, the stewards will have to decide this one. Oh, as Yippo comes out of the final corner, takes the flag for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. What a victory from Flying Yippo. Well done, my man. Way to lead it from start to finish. Stanley coming home in a brilliant second, a brilliant race from him. Chargers bringing it back with that wing damage, and another absolutely brilliant race from Chargers. Showed the pure pace he really had with that 2-stop, being able to get Seagrass. SAU getting ahead of Seagrass too, so Seagrass drops to 5th. Joshua comes home in 6th. Arrow should be coming home in 7th. A good finish and good comeback after his lap 1 incident with Stanley and Chargers. Ryan coming through the last sector. There's a few guys coming through. But as we said, brilliant race from our top 3 and the whole field. Lots of racing. Hope you guys liked it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We will find out hopefully momentarily. I'm just going to ask a question quickly.
If I'm not mistaken, up to that 8 wins this season.
Yes, it does. It does put him on 8 wins this season. So, like you said, the only thing that it said is if Seagrass finished, he had to finish first and get the fastest lap, and Seagrass was to finish 3rd or lower. So
right.
with Seagrass finishing 5th, I think, I don't want to say completely, but I believe Yippo is on the verge. But I have just asked a question from someone higher up to see if they can give me the confirmation. Might come down to having people talk about it before we eventually do announce it. Can you do me a favor and invite the top 3, please, Taz, to this chat so we can have a after party with the lads in the top 3?
Sure thing.
Like I said, again, a brilliant race from Flying Yippo. In 2nd was Stanley. 3rd, Chargers. 4th was SAU. 5th was Seagrass. Sorry if I'm messing up any of your names. I really apologize. I will get it better for next week. In 6th was Mr. Joshua. In 7th was Arrowfist. In 8th was X Ryan XDXD. In 9th was Steven. 10th, Stray Digger. 11th, JXW. 12th, Ben Swerven. McLaren was 13th. That was the last guy that actually finished the race. And M98 Racing, I believe, finished, but he was 2 laps down. F1 did not finish, crashed out. TCR Jones retired. Dorian retired too. Brilliant race from all the guys. Happy for everyone for the race today. We're just going to wait till everyone is in the party before we start our fun chat. We've got 2 of the 3 guys now. Okay, alright, we have everyone here. So with the starting, we'll start with P3. We'll start and we'll come back. We'll get you last flying. We'll leave you to have your moment last. We'll get the 3rd place. So with that being said, in 3rd place with a brilliant race after an unfortunate event where he got a little bit too much wheel spin out that last corner onto the main straight and had some wing damage, came back and was absolutely phenomenal, flying, had to make up 7 seconds to Seagrass the first time, got that, and then came back on the soft tires, got him at the end, and managed to get himself a podium. So with that being said, Chargers, how did you feel your race was, mate?
I mean, happy about coming back to get 3rd, but I mean, frustrated that I threw away P2 with losing at the last corner. Yeah, I had pretty good pace around here. I thought I for sure had pole, and Jippo pulled out at the end like he always does. Yeah, that was a great lap on him. Yeah, the start, I got a terrible start. It was 3 wide, and then it's like crashing. Yeah, then I ended up being behind Stanley, and that kind of let Jippo get a gap. I was hoping to at least try to stay in his DRS for a little bit, so to give myself a chance maybe. But when he pulled away, I had to battle Stanley, and then I kind of had to use a lot of my ERS to finally get by him, and then when I did, he ended up passing me back, and we were kind of racing each other and losing more time. And then, yeah, then I lost it, hit the wall, and after that I was trying to just recover to whatever I could get.
Absolutely. Taz, any questions for our man Chargers over here? You got anything you want to ask him?
What was it like climbing your way back to the field after knowing that you just lost so much time with that mistake, getting wing damage, and knowing that the guys in front of you had just gotten a major opportunity to gain some points and win the championship?
I knew I could still try to get back to the podium. I often thought I would get back up to P3. I was actually surprised that no one really 2-stopped. I kind of thought everyone was going to be doing a 2-stop, so yeah, I figured everyone was going to be going on the softs, and I saw everyone was on those old tires. I don't think I could pass much of cars here at the end, but it ended up working out.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Chargers. All right, we'll move on to 2nd place. Another brilliant drive from another... sounds like a quiet guy. We got Stanley, who finished 2nd. Again, another good race. Lots of battles. You try to stay out for the longer stint than flying Yippo and Chargers and Seagrass and everyone. Helped you in order a little bit with... would have helped more if Joshua was able to keep Yippo behind him a little bit more. Could have got you a little bit bigger of a gap, which could have helped you also close the gap. But it looked like with the 2 lap difference in tires, it just wasn't there for you today. Flying Yippo was kind of cruising, but from where you finished, it's still a brilliant race. I just want to get your thoughts about that too.
I'm sort of not happy because I think I threw away. Qualifying wasn't great. I think I could maybe gone like a bit better than 2 times. Pole, I don't know. I don't think I could have got pole, but yeah. And then the race, I think really turned around. I think we just gave Jippo like a free win because we only lost like 2 seconds like, after the end of this first second. And then me and Chargers, I think we fought way too hard and then gave Jippo like a massive gap. And then I tried to come back. I was sort of gaining on Jippo because of the fresher tires, and I lacked concentration and broke my wing. There's like 8 laps to go, and then I just cruised home.
Fair enough. You know what? That's still a good. Even if you did get wing damage, it's still a good performance from you. You still got a P2. You've actually moved into second in the championship, might I add. So, you know, it may not be the win, it may not be you fighting with Jippo, but you still managed to move up in the championship where you were behind both Chargers and, or you were tied with Chargers, sorry, and behind Seagrass by a point. So very good from, like I said, from both of you, moving up ahead of Seagrass yourselves, both of you. So that should give you some confidence into these last 4 races to kind of you two drooling it out like you did today, fighting for the rest of the season to get that P2 and P3 in the championship, and maybe with Seagrass still there. But now we'll go with Taz. Anything for Stanley before we go to our winner?
Yeah, question to Chargers and Stanley. What was going through your guys' heads on the first few laps when you guys were battling super hard and realized that Jippo was pulling away? Was it, were you guys just trying to secure P2, or were you guys like trying to get out in front of each other and trying to close back up to find Jippo, but the other was just preventing you from letting that happen?
Yeah, looking back at it, it was probably pretty stupid. You must have looked at a huge gap and then pretty much ended the race there.
Yeah, like, I think we left Jippo to get the win, and then I think we just care about the fight for second in the championship. And then, yeah, it was tricky because when he was in front of me, I felt I was quicker, and then when I was in front of him, I felt he was quicker. So
That's a fair enough assessment on the situation. Like you said, you both fought very well, very valiantly, very cleanly, I might add, between the two of you. A little bit of argy-bargy, a little bit of touching wheels, but you know what, that's all fair in racing. You know, you're supposed to be able to push and be a little bit more aggressive with each other as long as you're not damaging each other's wings or taking each other out. But very good from both of you. I appreciate your drives tonight. You did very well. Hopefully we'll see you in the last 4 races. Maybe both of you can get a win at the end of the year. I'll be able to commentate that. That might be cool. But we will go to... We're not sure because I was trying to figure out if it is can be confirmed. But I believe it is. But for tonight, I hate to say it, Yippo. You can say it if you want, but I will not classify you as the Season 10 champion until it is official. But I believe it is. But for the win tonight, you're 8th of the season. Now, that is astronomical in itself. You've won, out of the 12 races we've had, you've won 75 almost % of the races so far. A little bit less maybe, but absolutely brilliant. I don't even know what to say, honestly. You had such a phenomenal drive. Yes, it helped you at the start with those 3 battling out like they said, but you kind of cruised. Your thoughts on the race and the season so far?
Oh my god. Can you all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Oh, yes, we can. Loud and clear.
I was waiting this entire time talking to the officials on Discord, seeing if I won, and they took their time. I'm not gonna lie that. I think I'm the champion, and I'm speechless, honestly. That race I gave it literally everything I had, because I thought I was gonna have to pit again onto the soft so I can get the fastest lap. And I don't know if it's completely confirmed, but I'm speechless. I guess my entire time I've ever league raced, this is what I've always wanted, this is what I've always dreamed of. I've switched from many leagues, and I mean, I'm never going to become a racing driver in real life, and this is, I would say, the closest I can get. And I've worked so hard, hours and hours of practice in, and it all just paid off today, and I'm so proud that I could have done this. Thank you to everyone who supported me through everything. Thank you to my family. Thank you to my girlfriend. She's one of the biggest supporters I have. She watches every race that I've ever done. And thank you. And Chargers, thank you. You honestly just won me the championship today by passing Seagrass, and I'm so thankful. Thank you.
Yes, yeah, you absolutely, and that's what I was actually about to say. I said at the end, There's about a lap to go when Chargers was making his charge up on Seagrass, but Seagrass actually dropped even below that. CU actually passed him before the end, so Seagrass actually finished P5. So really ended up, like you said, it's most likely to be confirmed. If that is the case, you know what? Why not? You know what? Confirmed. Yeah, if it's just confirmed, well done, my man. You have thoroughly deserved it.
Sorry if we get copyrighted from this, but
no, that's fine. You gotta play the song that you feel like playing or whatever you got going on. Oh, we'll give it to him, boys. Anything's possible in this chat tonight. Yeah, Chargers and Steven, anything to add? Or sorry, not Steven, sorry, my bad. Apologies, Stanley. I got your name wrong, I apologize. But either of you, and also, I wanted Blinn in here because Blinn's been in gold throughout the whole season. He's been there to watch, and JB as well, to watch Flying Yippo put on the show he's put on, to win the way he's won. He's obviously very happy and stoked because you can hear that we are the champions in the background. Not every day on stream and in our chats do we get to hear that, so it's kind of a cool thing to have for him. I'm just going to open it to everyone, myself included. I think you've been phenomenal. Yesterday, I was so proud of you for hosting Silver. We did such a good job today. You smashed it, so well done. Excuse me. I'm going to leave the floor to anyone that wants to say anything to him.
Jippo, it's Blinn here.
What's up, Blinn?
So first of all, man, congratulations on the championship, Season 10 champion. That's going to look really nice beside your name, I'm sure of that. So I know you've been working extremely hard to get here to this point, and fully deserving of it. Great job tonight as well. You absolutely just, dominated this race, got away with it. I know how hard you were working and how much you wanted to win it today. So congratulations. I'm sorry it took a little bit more time to get it confirmed. It was a little bit of maths involved and a bunch of rule lookovers, but you are the champions. Congratulations tonight here. It's an absolutely amazing honor for me to have been commentating on the league for so long and seeing you progress through the season and all the wins you got. Absolutely amazing. Congratulations again.
Thank you so much, Blinn. I really appreciate that. You're gonna make me cry, man. God, I'm still just, I'm so speechless.
You fully deserve it, man. Congratulations.
Absolutely, he does deserve it. And now he can kind of coast for the rest of the season, knowing that he's got this. He can. It's kind of like when Vettel won it or Hamilton. They kind of were able to kind of focus on just maybe winning the rest of the championship out, like for the races. I mean, I'm not too sure what the record is for Golden Class for how many wins in a season.
I think it's 7.
But if that's the case, you've already broke that too. So you might be just.
Oh my God.
You might be just out there to try and cement your legacy with Gold Class for this year, before you make the treacherous move up to Platinum. But I'm sure you're ready for it because, like you said, you've already done a couple races. You'll probably do a few more before the end of the season. Really pumped for you. Yeah, Taz, Chargers, Stanley, anything to add, buddy?
No, I just wanted to say congratulations on the championship. And I think I might not be right, but I'm pretty sure he has the most wins in a season in TCR history. I believe the record was 7, and he's just beaten that today, I think. So
yeah, I believe so too.
But I think he has just set a new record in TCR, so congratulations on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd have to agree.
And 4 more races to go, so you can be our Lewis Hamilton.
Go get that 12, that magical number 12, because if you get that magical number 12, I think it would be very hard for anyone to go in a season where we have 16 races and win 13 or even more. With all the good drivers we have in here, I still think, there'll be a couple races here at the end of the season where I feel like Chargers and Stanley, with today's pace, Seagrass included, we're going to Canada, we're going to US, we're going to Mexico, we got Vietnam next, we got so many good tracks for everyone to fight with, and now having that freedom of you've got the championship, it doesn't matter if you don't win the next race or the one after that. You can go and try that, but if you don't get it, it's not the end of the world. You're still going to be the champion. You still set the most wins in a season, if that is correct. Just again, I'm even myself, I'm speechless of what you have achieved in such short time. I mean, I remember back from season 7 when we were in silver together, so just to see how good you have become, it actually makes me feel happy, because the success you've had, I've been able to see. And at the moment, I can't be more proud of anyone than what you have done, my man. I'm just very happy for you. Well done.
Thank you so much, Con. Oh my God. Thank you. I'm so speechless right now. This everything coming at once, and I really didn't expect, honestly, to win that. And then the last 2 laps, Segrist fell down to 5th. And, oh my God. Thank you once again. I cannot say it enough. Thank you. Blinn, thank you. Stanley, Chargers, thank you. Tasmanian, thank you. Con, thank you. You guys are all amazing, and everyone who's ever supported me, thank you so much.
With that being said, we appreciate everything. We'd like to thank our sponsors. Obviously, we got our main one is TCR. You know, we're such a good community together. We always are expanding. So if you're still around listening, if you still want to join, there is that opportunity. All you have to do is go to our website, sign up, and someone will be able to reach out to you to talk to you about it. Also, Fanatec, again, major contributor to this establishment we have. Again, it's on the page. If you feel like you're wanting to get a wheel, Fanatec is a very good wheel to get. It is quite pricey, but if you want to have something for the long run, they're a very good wheel. And other stuff you can do for it. They have so much there. You can go on their website through us, and some of the proceeds will help to make our franchise become a lot bigger and improve. So we appreciate every little help that everyone gives, even the comments, the likes, the subscriptions. If you could subscribe to us, that'd be great too. And I'm gonna actually give it to Yippo. As you are the champion, you can sign off for us tonight. You have full go out there and say it.
Alright, cool. Thank you everyone who's tuned in. What a race it was today. Like you said, shout out to Fanatec, our affiliate sponsors. They have some really good tech. 4 races to go after this.
Yes, sir.
So
Vietnam's
that is going
next.
to be interesting. Please tune in. Tomorrow, Platinum Class. It's going to be one heck of a race there. So please tune in for that. But I have been flying Jippo with Tasmanian and Econoloft in the commentary box. So what an amazing job they did today. Once again, thank you. But thanks for tuning in, and we will all see you in another race. Goodbye.